First look at FlymeOS based on Android 10 running on the Xiaomi Poco F1. What's up peeps, Munchie here, back with another video, and in this video we're going to have our first look at FlymeOS running on the Xiaomi Poco F1. Do note this is my first time trying out FlymeOS, so I don't know whether FlymeOS copied MIUI or MIUI copied FlymeOS, because a lot of the features which you're going to see are very similar to MIUI. There are a few bugs in this build and you can find those bugs in the pinned comment on this video. So this is how FlymeOS comes out of the box. You do not have any application drawer. However, you do have an app vault which looks pretty similar to that of MIUI. To access the recents, all you have to do is swipe up from the center and bam, here are your recents. Everything is pretty smooth and pretty fast. In terms of quick settings, this is how your quick settings panel looks like, and if you want to edit or add more quick setting tiles, tap on this arrow and bam, here it is. On the bottom you will see the different options which you have, so you can like drag and drop those quick setting tiles to the active ones. As for the volume panel, this is how your volume panel looks like, and once you tap on the volume panel you will be able to adjust the notification, ringtone and media volumes. In terms of gestures and navigation, you do have a bunch of options which does include your Android 10 gestures, and everything does run pretty smooth. The animations are super smooth with no lags, no jitters. So all in all, this build is very smooth. Another important thing to note is that the build is pre-rooted out of the box. However, even if you enable Magisk Hide, SafetyNet is not going to pass, which means you might have to use other methods to hide your root status so that you can use your banking apps. In terms of contacts and Google accounts, yes, Google accounts can be added and contact sync works absolutely fine. As you can see, I do have two contacts here which are synced from my Google account. And of course, Play Store is baked into the ROM and you should be able to download any application which you want to. Next up, we can go into the settings and see all the customizations which you get. So in display and brightness, you have the toggle for auto brightness, but I think brightness is broken on this build. Then you do have eye friendly mode, night mode. You can of course adjust the color temperature, and this option, as you can see, works absolutely fine. Next up, you also have something called screen zoom and font size. So from here in you can control the display size. Right now it is set as normal and you have three options. So you have small, normal, and then you have large. This is your icon size, and similarly you can configure your font size as well. For the font size you have 5 different options, and of course these options are working absolutely fine. Next up you have easy mode. So this is something wherein it is going to be a large UI. So those of you who have trouble seeing or have issues with your eyes, specifically old people, they can use easy mode. Now I know, before you start making those jokes, do remember that there are a lot of old people who do use smartphones, and easy mode is a pretty nifty feature for them. Then you have all screen display, so you can choose what all applications you want to run in all screen display mode, which would be to hide the notch. Now talking about the notch on this build is not perfect, and the developer does recommend that you use a third-party Magisk module to hide the notch. Then you have options for auto lock and smart keep bright screen option. So if you want to know more about this option, feel free to pause and read about this option. And then you have a toggle for auto rotate as well. Next up we have sound and vibration. So you have a toggle for silent mode, and I do personally like these toggles because it's just a different change, but the off option of the toggle does look pretty nice. You can of course configure your music and videos volume, ring volume, notification volume, whether you want your phone to vibrate for call, SMS and notifications. If you want a fade in ringtone, you have an option for that as well, along with a do not disturb mode and customizations for DND. Then you can configure the ringtones for your phone, SMS, email, calendar and other notifications, along with configuring your system sound and vibration. So you have toggles for all these options which you see on your screen. right now. Next up, you have theme and wallpaper. So you can choose to use Flame style icons, and you also have a wallpaper changer. So this is similar to the wallpaper carousel which MIUI offers, wherein you will have a different wallpaper on your home screen and lock screen. Then you have the option of themes. You have 3 themes which are baked in. However, in case you want to get more themes, they do have their own theme store as well. Going into wallpapers, you have the option of static wallpapers, and you also have the option of dynamic wallpapers. A few dynamic wallpapers are baked in, and you can also download more from their store in case you want to. Then you have fonts. So again, you have a system default font. Tap on show all and it is going to show you all the fonts which are on your device. And then in case you want to download more fonts, you can download them from their store. So again, the themes application does look very similar to that of MIUI. The menu is on the top, so theme, fonts, ringtones, wallpapers, all those options are present over there. Next up, we have navigation and shortcuts. So we already talked about the fact that you have Android 10 navigation, and before I forget, you can of course switch between the different applications by swiping across the bottom, and as you can see, it is pretty smooth. Other than that, in navigation and shortcuts and navigation method, you can choose between 2 other methods. So either you can have the Android navigation bar, which is your 3 button style from Android, or you can also use Meizu's own M-back navigation, wherein you get a small pill at the bottom, and then if you tap on this pill, it will take you back. Press and hold, it will take you to the home screen. So these are the different navigation options which you get with Flame OS, and we can switch back to the gesture system which we have. Then you have Smart Touch. So this Smart Touch is like a quick ball. As you can see, this ball appeared. If I tap on it, it will take me back, and you can also customize the different options. So let's say double tap is set to launch Task Manager, which is your recents. So double tap and bam, you could see that we have our recents in the building. So this is very similar to quick ball which you have in MIUI. Then you have app quick look. So this is a feature which I like, because once you enable it, you can swipe from here and then you can open different applications. Of course, if you tap on quick look menu, you can add a maximum of 24 applications over here in your quick look menu. Then you have gesture wake up. So this is for off-screen gestures, and of course this will not work on the Poco F1. Moving over to notification and status bar. So you have notification management, wherein you can choose what all notifications you want to see from what all applications, whether you want the files application to allow notifications or not. You can configure your heads up notification alerts, badge app icon on a per app basis. Then you also have master toggles for quick look, verbal notifications, and notifications on home screen. Next up, you can customize your lock screen notifications, what all content you want to see on the lock screen, whether you want your lock screen to wake for notifications, whether you want to access the notification shade from your lock screen or not, in case you want to see a calendar on your lock screen, and you also have toggles for lock screen music. Then you have customization for the status bar. Here it is, show network speed, and if you have a look at the Wi-Fi icon, you will see the network speed appear and disappear. Then if you want to see the vibration and silent option or not, if you want to see the clock or not, headphone, volt icon, and battery percentage, where do you want to see your battery percentage. So those were your customizations for the notifications and status bar. Next up, you have fingerprint, face, and security. So yes, face unlock does work on this build along with the fingerprint scanner. So we can try out the fingerprint scanner first. Bam, there it is, super fast fingerprint scanner in the building along with face unlock. Now the only thing you would need to know about face unlock is that face unlock is using the normal camera, it is not using the IR camera on the Poco F1. Next up, we can go into apps. So you of course have the option of removing or uninstalling any applications which you have installed. Then you have app lock, so you can either use your fingerprint or your password to lock and unlock applications. Here it is, Files app was locked, unlocked with my fingerprint working absolutely fine. Going back into apps, you also have the option of app cloner, and of course you can set your default applications from the default option. Then we have battery. So herein you have your power usage details. It is going to show you a graph, and of course it does look very similar to MIUI. You also have low power mode. So once you are in low power mode, you also have a toggle to turn off network when you lock the screen on your device. And in case you want to read more about the low power mode, feel free to pause and read this text. You also have super saving mode, which I think is very similar to the ultra battery saver mode which you get in MIUI, and you can also choose your applications which you want in super saving mode. If you tap on the settings icon on the battery manager page, you can change your performance mode. So you have these two options. Then if you want smart sleep, so this is the option wherein it is going to turn on or off network connections based on your sleep patterns. So this is something which is very similar to, I guess, adaptive battery which Google has. Then you also have power usage, a toggle to enable or disable that. And you can of course schedule your saving mode and the start time when you want it and the end time when you want to end the saving mode which you have chosen, and you can choose between low power mode and super saving mode. Now in terms of battery drain, I did not find any abnormal or excessive battery drain when I was using this build of Flyme OS on my Poco F1. Next up, we can go into accessibility. You do have gaming mode, a master toggle to enable or disable gaming mode. Choose what apps you want to set up for gaming mode. You have miss touch prevention, so navigation and gestures miss touch prevention you have. You have the option to disable your 3-finger screenshot when you are in gaming mode. Block the drop down notification bar, so this is when you swipe down for accessing your notifications. You have a toggle to disable that, and of course it was giving us some information on how to use screenshots. Then you also have something called Zunyu speed up. I'm not sure whether I pronounced that correctly or not, but yes, you do have reduced lagging and latency, wireless LAN speed up technology, one tap to start auto speed up. So this I think is something similar to Fanatic mode on your OnePlus devices. Then you can of course configure your notifications in gaming mode or while you are gaming. Moving over to the apps, you will see that most of the apps look very similar to MIUI. So of course, they also have their own security application with a cleaner app baked in. Go into gallery, yes, a very similar UI to that of MIUI. Then if you go into the themes app, we already talked about the themes app, but yes, the themes app also looks very similar to MIUI. Open the files application. Again, this is also very similar to MIUI. As you can see, the UI is very similar. And if you open the clock app, this is also very similar to MIUI. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm not sure who copied whom, but most of the features, the UI is very similar, and the resemblance is very surprising as well. In case you want to try out something different on your Poco F1, you're bored with your normal AOSP ROMs and MIUI ROMs, then Flyme OS is a must try for you. Of course, make sure you read the pinned comment because there are some bugs in this build which might be showstoppers for some of you, and some of you might be able to live with those bugs. So there it is, peeps. That was our first look at Flyme OS based on Android 10 running on the Poco F1, and that will do it for this video. Hope my video helped you. Likes, shares and subscribes are appreciated. Feedback and comment more than welcome. See you when I see you.